welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very special and exciting video because I'm going to be telling you which apartment from the last video that I chose. I guess this is my official moving announcement video as well. So I'm moving to New York City. If it wasn't obvious from the last video, I guess it wasn't because I didn't say that I chose any of the apartments, but now I'm here to say that one of those 8 apartments that I showed you in the last video is going to be where I'm gonna be living. I'm moving in really soon. So yeah, so if you haven't seen last week's video, you might want to go watch that, at least the apartment tours part of it. There are chapters on the video so you can skip to the part that you want to watch. I feel like that would make this video make a lot more sense. I have 2 things that I want / need to say before we get into the reveal. First, I just really need to thank you guys for giving me this platform and letting this be my job. Thank you to everybody who watches, comments, likes, subscribes, follows, just supports in any way. If you would have told me 4 years ago as a freshman in college that this is what I would be doing with my life after I graduated from college, I would be like, shut the fuck up. But thanks to you guys, this is happening. I love you guys so much and I appreciate you. Thank you for coming along on the various journeys that I have posted on my channel. You guys were there during my college journey, the ups and downs, and now you're here on the post-grad journey with me, and I just really appreciate you guys all being here. So thank you very much. I love you all. And all of this is happening because of you. The second thing that I need to say, which isn't as fun as the first one, if you know where the apartment is that I chose somehow, please don't comment it. Also, please don't comment and ask where I'm living. I know that a vast majority of you guys would never do that, but I feel like I just need to say it, unfortunately, because this is the internet and it is what it is. I put my life out there, but I am still a human being and I deserve privacy just as much as anybody else does. Please don't jeopardize my safety and my privacy, because then I won't be able to make this content for you guys. I just wanted to say that. Okay, anyway, now we can get into it. But we're not just doing any old reveal. We're not just doing, you know, the run-of-the-mill cookie cutter thing. No, we are doing this Dance Moms pyramid style. So if you're not familiar with Dance Moms, this should give you a little bit of context.
On the bottom, Kendall, you were on probation. Brooke, you knew the number.
My kids are always going to be at the bottom of the pyramid.
And at the top of the pyramid is Maddie.
It's time for the pyramid. First off, on the bottom, we have false advertising, aka apartment number 6. I gave all of them little nicknames. Reason that you are at the bottom of the pyramid, false advertising, apartment number 6, is because I expected more from you and you did not deliver. You made me think that you were going to deliver and then you did not. So because of that, you are on the bottom of the pyramid. Next up, on the bottom of the pyramid, we have apartment number 8. Slanted floors. For obvious reasons, I feel that you are not reliable. I feel that you are unstable and you probably need to seek some help, because one of these days the foundation is just gonna come crashing down and I don't want to be here for it. I don't want to be there to witness it. You're at the bottom of the pyramid this week. No group dance for you. By the way, I know this pyramid is oddly shaped. The 3, 2, 2, 1. I toured 8. So I didn't have the right number to make an actual pyramid. That's besides the point. Okay, moving on to the third one at the bottom, we have apartment number 3. Stairs. I hate to do this to you, stairs. I did like you. I did, because you had so much space, you had so much potential, but at the end of the day, I just didn't feel that you were a safe option for me or for Charlie, who would have had to go up and down those extremely narrow stairs. I also didn't like that you had 2 entrances and one of them was in a common space where other people could see. You know what I mean? We didn't really vibe. I think that you would be great for somebody, but that person is not me. I feel like I look like a little lad, because you can't see the back of my hair.
I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream.
Okay, moving to the second level of the pyramid, we have apartment number 7. This one is nicknamed number 6, but costs more money. I don't really think I need to say anything else about this one. You're giving me the same energy as number 6, but you just cost more because you're on a higher floor. Again, you would be great for someone, but not me. I prefer a bright space, and you, my friend, just didn't have it. So
You're not very bright. I'm so glad we had that talk.
this is gonna be a controversial one. Don't all rage at once. Next on the list, apartment number 4. ceiling fans. I know, I'm sorry, but I had to rank them in order. And you know, coming in 4th out of 8 isn't bad. Apartment number 4 was the one with the double doors and the ceiling fans. It was the ground floor apartment. I did like this one, thought it had good bones, but it only had one window supplying light to the whole place, and it was on the ground floor, so it really wasn't getting as much sunlight as I had hoped, and also it was on the ground floor. You're awesome, I love you. I saw that you got rented. I did check on Street Easy. Actually, this morning, I saw this one did get rented, so that's awesome. Congratulations to the person that got it. I'm sure you're going to love it. We're getting down to it. I'm gonna take a little break. Oh my god, that was so good. Cheers. Okay, finally, we have reached the top of the pyramid. Sort of. Top 3 of the pyramid. Coming in 3rd place, we have apartment number 5. Nicknamed this one Guarantor because I mentioned in my last video that they said after the tour that only people who were self-employed, this only applied to those who were self-employed. Basically, we don't trust you, you have to have a guarantor. And you had to fill out the application right there on site, and you had to have your guarantor with you. Now, I didn't have a guarantor because what I thought was that if you made the rent requirement, you didn't need one. This threw me for a bit of a loop. I didn't have the guarantor. I mean, did I love this apartment? Yes, it was gorgeous, but at the end of the day, they did not trust me, and so I did not trust them. Okay, why am I nervous? I know which one is at the top of the pyramid. Why am I nervous? Okay, down to our final 2. In 2nd place on the pyramid, we have apartment number 1. This one I nicknamed Aesthetic AF because of the decorations. If you watched the video, you know what I'm talking about when I say that. Yeah, I did really like Aesthetic AF. Obviously, this was the first one I toured. I definitely saw so much potential with the space. It didn't have storage literally at all. It had one singular closet and it was really small, but I felt like if this was meant to be, I could make it work. So what happened was I applied to this one actually. I applied the day that I toured. The woman who showed us the apartment told us we could just message her and, you know, tell her we wanted to apply and she would send it over. Basically, they were taking applications from like a load of people, and this apartment had been on the market for a few days at this point, so it already had a ton of applications in. So I did submit mine, and then I got a notice a couple days later that the landlord decided to go with somebody else, so I actually did not end up getting this apartment. That's okay, because I actually only applied to this one really as like a backup if I didn't get this one. I applied for the second one that I saw today. Now we wait, very nervous, but at this point I've done everything I can. If it's meant to be, it will be. And I think that I've set myself up in a good spot for this. I'm really excited at the prospect of this, but I'm also really nervous. Obviously, if it's meant for me, then it's meant for me. And if it's not, then it's not, you know? At the top of the pyramid, the apartment that I chose to be my next place of living. Apartment number 2. Yes, this was the definite fan favorite in the comments of the apartment hunting video. I would say probably like 90% of anyone who said their favorite apartment said apartment number 2. I just fell in love with it. This was the one that I had my eye on going into the weekend. Saw it on Street Easy a couple days before we were going up, and I contacted them, inquired about a tour, and I set one up, and then I talked to the broker a bunch because I was expressing how interested I was in this apartment. And this was the broker that told me if I really felt like this could be the one for me, to go to the bank, get a certified check to do kind of a good faith deposit, which basically a good faith deposit is just you putting down 1 month's rent on the apartment, and it holds it for you while you submit your application and they review it, so nobody else can tour it. Once you've turned your check in and all that kind of stuff, they take it off Street Easy, so that's what I did. I literally rushed to the bank Saturday morning. I found out there were only like 2 in the entire city that were open on Saturdays. I went to a bank this morning and it was closed. I didn't realize that all of the Wells Fargo locations were closed on Saturdays because they're not at home. Literally briskly walked a mile to get to one. By the time we got there, we're drenched in sweat. It's crazy, but I got it. I got the check. And when we got to the tour, I walked in and it just was everything I imagined. It looked exactly like the listings, which is crazy. And it felt so good. It felt so right. I could see myself living there. I had been picturing myself there for the past, like, however long it was since I saw the listing on Street Easy. I was manifesting so hard, placing myself there, picturing myself there, believing that if this was meant to be for me, it would be for me. And it ended up being meant to be. I submitted my application, and then I got the news the following week that I was approved approved for it. So this is it. This is the winner. This is where I am going to be living. So it's official. I am moving to New York. I have a place to live. There you have it. Except this pyramid is not done quite yet. The real star on the top of the pyramid this week, Maddie. Anyway, so now that I actually have an apartment, you may be thinking, what is next? Well, here's what's next. I am moving in early October, which is rapidly approaching. I started to pack. There's gonna be a whole separate vlog on the packing and the last minute preparations and stuff like that. But the last couple of days I've started packing. I have been trying to buy everything that I need to take up there. I bought a bed frame, I bought a dresser, I bought like a rolling island for the kitchen because if you remember, the apartment that I chose doesn't have like any counter space in the kitchen, so I bought a rolling island. I've been trying to tie up all the loose ends. I spent literally 7 or 8 hours on Sunday, I believe, sitting on Canva and trying to figure out the last pieces of decor and furniture and stuff that I needed for my bedroom and my living room. I made these. I basically just went online and I found all the things that I already bought. I got pictures of them and inserted them and then did the background remover thing because I have Canva Pro. I fucking love Canva. So I was just trying to set everything up to see how it all looked together in the room, and then I found rugs that I liked, so I bought those and added them to the pictures. And so this is basically where we're at right now for the bedroom, and then this is what I have for the living room, and then I made a separate one for the dining room, but it's literally just in the living room, just against a different wall. So I did all of that. That took so long trying to find the last things that I wanted decor wise for my apartment to bring up there. A little bit about the plan for moving. Actually, I decided against using a full service moving company, which is basically a company that can come to your house, they can pack your stuff for you, or if you already packed it, they will load it into their truck and drive it up there and then unload it at your apartment. I was planning on doing that at first because I know that that would be so much easier and I literally wouldn't have to worry about doing anything. But those are so fucking expensive. Everything I was seeing online says that they start at like $2,000 for a long distance move. And since New York is not within, I don't even know what the standard was, like 50 or 100 miles of where I live right now, it's considered long distance. So it's a lot more expensive than if I was just moving down the street. And I knew that we could make it work without using a full service company and I would be able to save a lot of money. So my dad actually offered to drive a U-Haul into the city. I love that confidence.
I love your confidence.
I am packing up all my stuff and then I'm gonna hire my brother to put my stuff in the U-Haul. We're gonna get it the day before and then the next day my dad's gonna drive it up, but we won't be moving it into the apartment from the U-Haul alone. That just wasn't happening. So I used this website I found called Hire a Helper. You can hire people to just load a truck or just unload it. So I hired people to unload the truck when we get there and bring everything up into the apartment. There are people who do this all the time and are good at it. So I would love to use their services, support small businesses, people. My mom actually took the entire following week off from work. So she's gonna be staying with me, helping me set stuff up, and then we're gonna go grocery shopping and stuff. I even got us tickets to a Broadway show that week, which I'm so excited about. My dad is working that week and then he is gonna come up the next weekend again and he's gonna bring Charlie with him that time. So my family and I decided that it would be best to let Charlie stay home for my first week that I'm there. I'm gonna be setting up a lot of stuff. There's gonna be a lot of commotion and I don't want to scare her. I want to bring her into an environment that is ready for her. When my dad comes up that next weekend, he's gonna bring Charlie with him. So that's the general overview plan right now. And now I wanted to just kind of chat. I asked on my Instagram story the other day if you guys had any burning questions for me that you would want me to answer in this video. I just wanted to chat. I wanted to sit and talk about kind of how I'm feeling. This has really been quite a journey for me. So maybe me talking through some of these questions will be helpful for someone else. The first one is about my car. You have a car in NYC and how much does that cost? Originally, when I was thinking about moving to New York, I was thinking that I was gonna bring my car because A, I just got it last year. B, I wanted to be able to leave the city at any time if I felt like I needed to. And C, when I went to Temple, I didn't have a car and I would just have to take the train home, but I was so miserable there that every time I would go to the train station and have to take it home, I literally would feel physically ill. And now the thought of even getting on a train to go back to a place where I was living makes me want to throw up. But then I realized that A, it's really fucking expensive. I was looking at different garages around the city, around the area that I would be living in, and monthly, it's like paying rent for your car basically. It's like $400, $500 a month at the low end to keep a car just sitting in a garage. And I would need to drive it at least every like 3 weeks or so that the oil doesn't go bad. Taking that into account, taking the cost into account, and taking into account that my parents have so much car trouble with the cars that they have here, I just decided it would be better for me to leave it here and they can use it. I figured that was the least that I could do for them after they raised me and fed me and have given me a roof over my head and clothing and stuff like that. I'm gonna be leaving my car here, and then if I do want to come home, I don't live that far from New York. Like Pennsylvania and New York share a border. To get to New York City from here, you have to go through New Jersey, but anyway, it's really not that far. It's like 3 hours. So if I do want to come home, like when I come home for Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff, I can just rent a car in New York and drive it home. It's not that big of a deal. It's gonna be a lot cheaper for me to just pay the cost to rent a car once every couple months than paying the cost to keep a car in a garage and not drive it for like 12 months. That's a lot of money, and I don't need to spend that money on that. That's what I decided to do. So no, I'm not keeping my car in the city. I've had questions about roommates. Is there a reason I'm living alone? Did I consider getting a roommate? No, I did not consider getting a roommate for a few reasons. One, I didn't know anyone that I would want to room with right now. Two, I have heard like a million times that living on your own is one of the most beneficial things that you can do for your own personal growth. And I wanted to do that now. I just graduated from college. I'm young. I have a lot to learn and a lot of growing to do. It's gonna be really freaking hard, but I think that in the end, it's gonna be super beneficial for me as a person. I'm not completely shutting out that thought for the future though. It depends, you know, anything can happen. I've touched on some of this in past videos, but I think that the reason that I'm moving right now is because I need a change of pace, a change of scenery. I just need to do something new. I have lived at home for the past 2 years while finishing college. The only time I've ever lived away from home was my first 2 years of college, and I didn't like it, so I came back. But now that I have graduated, I just think that I need to take that step and enter the next phase of my life. For me right now, it just makes sense to move somewhere new. I kind of just feel like I'm going through the motions right now in life. I feel like I'm getting complacent. I haven't been feeling inspired. I am very comfortable here in my house right now because this is what I've always known and this is my like safe space and my comfort zone. But my mom always says your comfort zone is a great place, but nothing ever grows there. So I know that I need to step out of my comfort zone. You never know what could happen if you just take the first step. So that's really what it is for me. I want new opportunities. I want to feel inspired again. I want a change of pace. I need to be more productive. I just want to get into a groove and I want to, you know, meet new people, experience new things. I've been saying this for a while, but I do really want to work in the marketing industry in some way or another. I think that when I first get to New York, I am going to take some time to settle in and kind of readjust and get used to things. And then I can start finally putting together my resume and maybe putting myself out there. In the meantime, I'm really going to be focusing on making content that inspires me and that is exciting to me. I have some ideas for new projects that I want to start, so I can't say for sure what's going to happen down the road, but working in the marketing industry is definitely something that I'm very interested in. After reading through these questions you guys sent, I'm realizing how well you actually know me because literally the things that you ask are all things that I've like had to deal with like emotionally while preparing to move. So for example, a lot of people asked different questions about basically how I'm feeling about moving away from home because I'm such a homebody. Am I nervous to move away from my parents and stuff like that? The answer is immediately yes. 100% yes, I am nervous about it. And it's because I've gotten so comfortable here. Here's my thought process, okay? I actually cried about this last night, so I don't even know if I have room to talk, but I've been going back and forth on it. Sometimes I'll get really sad about it just because I know that I'm gonna miss them and I know I'm gonna miss so much about living at home. I've decided that whenever I feel that way and I start thinking that way, I'm gonna let myself feel those emotions because I think the worst thing I could do for myself right now is try and tell myself like you don't need to feel that way or try to suppress emotions like that. I just think that I really need to feel them and I need to acknowledge that they're happening in order for me to work through them. I'm going through periods of that, but then on the other hand, I'm reminding myself Like, it's not Mars. I'm not going to Mars. I'm going a few hours away. They can come visit me whenever they want, and I know that they want to, and I can come home whenever I want. Technically, I could stay here forever. I could stay in my childhood house forever. I could just live here forever and never go and experience life and never do my own thing. But that's just not how I want to live my life. I need to go out and be on my own and be actually fully independent. And it's really like, what better time than now? I have the flexibility. I'm so grateful that I have that opportunity and that ability, and I don't want to waste it. What better time than the present when all we have is the present? So basically, I knew that I needed to do this someday. I knew that it was gonna come, and I was gonna have to break out of my comfort zone. And yeah, of course it makes me uncomfortable because this is my comfort zone and I'm leaving it to do something that I've never done before in a place I've never lived before by myself. Naturally, that's all very overwhelming and anxiety inducing, but I have to work through it. I have to go through it. There's no way around it. There's no way above it. There's no end of it. I have to go straight through it, and that's what I'm doing. That's just what I'm doing. I'm gonna roll with the punches. I'm gonna figure things out as they happen. Pray that I come out on the other side a stronger person. Your mindset is everything. It's so crazy how much just the way that you think directly affects every aspect of your life. I am trying to go into this with an optimistic mindset. I'm trying to go into it with a growth mindset and not a scared mindset, because if I go into it with a scared mindset, I'm gonna be scared of everything. I'm just gonna feel down all the time. I'm gonna be anxious. I'm gonna be stressed, and I'm gonna be those things anyways. It is okay to feel anxious and stressed and all of those different emotions, because moving is one of the most stressful things that a human being can do. That's what my doctor told me when I told her I was moving. I don't want to go into it with that mindset. I want to go into it with an open mind, and I want to be willing to learn and grow, and I just think that that is the best way for me to approach it so that I can get the most out of this experience and just get the most out of life in general. Of course I'm sad, of course I'm afraid, but I'm not going to grow if I stay in my comfort zone forever. And with that, that's going to be the end of today's video. Gosh, it feels so crazy that I even just made this video. The journey's just beginning. We're going on it together, and I'm so excited for you guys to come along with me. I don't even know how to end this video. Things are about to change. They really are. I'm not gonna cry because it's over. I'm gonna smile because it happened. What am I saying? I'm gonna go. That's gonna be the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you've stayed until this point in the video, comment down below. I'm a real one because you're a real one. If you want to see more videos from me, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I post a new video every Sunday. If you forget that I post a new video every Sunday, or you just want to get notified right when I post a new video, make sure you turn on my post notifications for my channel. It's the little bell icon so that you never miss an upload and you get notified right when a new video goes live. And yeah, that's it. Hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.